Good evening. It's another wonderful evening on Oguta Roundtable. As usual, I'm Reginald Hassan, and it's my pleasure to host another exciting edition of Oguta Vote 2024. The campaigns are over, and in the next 48 hours, the elections will, of course, be rounding up, and we'll begin to get trickles of news on who was elected and who wasn't, and whether it was a free and fair election, and all the what have you. I must tell you that it is no longer business as usual in Nigeria because a lot of eyes and eyebrows are being raised in corners where nobody bothered before. And this is because the experience of the current government has shown everyone that we all need to wake up and get involved. If you have a very precious car, you will not just hand it over to just any driver. You will inquire, you will test, you will also ask for experience before you allow someone drive you on the expressway. And Nigeria is in the hands of drivers that so many people are not sure about. So many even claim that this is not the driver they subscribe to, but whether you subscribe to these drivers or not, the reality is they are now driving us. And like the very popular pidgin English is, they are driving us to where we know no. And the best way to start correcting it is to make sure that we begin to choose and insist on the drivers that will know. So they will carry us to where we really know or where we know they want to take us to and where we know they're going to take us to. So, welcome once again to Ubuta Roundtable. Tonight we have jam packed. I first of all want to thank Ubuta people for your interest in this program. It's overwhelming. The entire members of One Radio community and One Network is very proud to be part of this history-making event in Ubuta, and we promise to do our best to keep it alive. So let's find out what my producer, Evangelist Henry, has put us up to this evening with lots of powerful, powerful gentlemen in the panel today, and we are going to take them one after the other. I want to remind you that this program is sponsored by Dr. Felix Okosha and our sister Auntie May Mwabiani Ani. And we're so proud of them and we really appreciate their efforts for sponsoring this program. We also use this opportunity to call on Oguta people and all our audience around the world to please feel free to cooperate and work with us to sponsor more programs so that we can change the narrative of what is happening in Oguta, in Imo State, and in Nigeria. So, starting first, we're going to be inviting Okoro, my brother Okoro Sylvester, to the panel, and where, as usual, we're going to be discussing the electoral process in Imo State and, of course, our local government and all the other challenges we're facing in Oguta, voter awareness, and where our people should come up and be part of what is going on in Oguta right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome my brother Okorere Sylvester to Uguta Roundtable. Bro Sylvester, good evening. Imena Hasa. Biko kwa. Biko kwa. Mbona sa. Mbona sa. Imena ha, ndibe yukwa. Thank you very much. You are the first panelist we are bringing up today. And you know that our cries have been heard by the heavens and they have decided to declare that local governments are autonomous, and that means if we choose anybody correctly now, they should manage the local government funds and the way we or the way they think we want it. What do you have to say about that?
Yes. First of all, already meet. Can I go and proper introduce?
Please, because Mbona. Mbona, sir.
So people who are now your cigar, how much you can help? Of the money wage, and another moment. Our farm was the first I equal to go road. I'm on you ship it. I'm on almost happening. We're in a shop like this ship a village. So, Mamma, they got dog which is not into the Mamma on the water. Mamma Fidelia on a room, or a room like Onyaka, they are not children and they're bothered. So, Mamma Bonyoza, local government. We have only good and village. So now, actually, first of all, one of the people who never would have before, Fanny Akaka and the Yono, Nago, Kabaya, but a day came to Shara, coming around. Because they're about much. So, that is first of all, Jabashari, April came okay, Omakana. But if you are saying to us of where the election I come out, you would have, I want to see came out of voice, not a problem and answer. I have done a very good with us, which is not a good or good to well, and it's on the other. Well, I actually, we have a agency. There you will every awareness. Over every guy get generation I am on your watch. I go on your responsibility. Accountability. Somebody who has contributed so much for the community. Somebody who has made efforts. Not only I have or to do. You don't have to go to where they are. Emma Yankono. The man I them. Emma I them. Macarata came to go to where. Or you're not able. Or here. That will be out of age. Years to come by about quiet. Then, you measure the woman. I'm not going to come in and up. So, what I know about the corner, I'm not quiet. I'm slow. I got that. I know what live, my video, my communication, I don't watch here. So, when you're on the board of the court, we are one of the guys like that. But the woman boy on whatever the who's I have a camp of the camera, I make water security one. And also because the West, the 2 was a well wood. How they can tell me on Lagos, as when I'm going to put the program on the way. From a Naka and so, which is causing a lot of problems, even today, between open and and Lagos now. So, Oguta Vote, and that's the difference of the picture now, Oguta. We have my number one advice to the community.
Yeah.
Now, can I proceed to my
answer
to what you asked?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So, I don't know concerning development now. Awesome, maybe I put that. Even if any name, I don't know. When you're your church, after that, they can then put down that. Now, they hold you accountable. You have accountable, no. You don't get first of all, come over my profession for shipping. If my Lagos school, I'm going to shipping and final shipping also. I'm going to shipping and clearing to container and cargo clearing. You have a local operation manager and final bonus manager. So I'm a board and management meeting. Now from there, it's no now. We can have my company, but that's the progress. And I don't want to come. What do you have to teaching? I need to open you up. I'm planning now. If you get near manifesto, we have blueprint of Oguta development. I'm planning now. If I go for the first time, Iowa, guy was here in Oguta. Up to Chara, government will take whatever area. So what is speaking? Can I do? Can I do? Which is computerized. I assume build establish a computerized information system for development. Can making if any projects and a program and proper financial management. Any system already put down the urban additional plan.
Yeah.
A plan you put a plan on. Check the money for the given Oguta. That will attract others. So becoming to Oguta as a tourist center. If any can have been running in a upon over and over, Charlie can not do that in Jebedici. If any can have been not it, there are some tourism, some attractive things. Yeah, that's why much are common. Those are bars, those are those centers, those are put them by those organizations. And what they are Oguta, promote the idea of structure, and now other local government. But I had even also. But if I having a lot of the CM attracts the whole people of Imo State. Not Oguta, but this resident. So I was chief urban additional planners and economists. We can plan here for Oguta. So I government will be able and then you plan and then the people can they Oguta. They go let's say Diego. And not bad one of course. You can get with for of Oguta. By March and the one who which you can now. Which were meant to empower people. If I remember them at power. When you want to bring us off now, Azotego, some of our young girls, the man with power. Otherwise, watching not someone now, I balance the government. Or you can educate for nothing. Then, if also by remember, I form me medical. I don't get around some empowerment program. I am many youth empower. I do a creative. Can we get our role? If I think you're right now, the community. I talk about guys who is a member. Invest in agriculture. Kind of produce if it so the excess food to eat and in there relevant also. Even then in the smart. So you're gonna have that much chicken. That's chicken, brooch, you're gonna even do that not one.
Very good. Okay, if one of the panelists Nyahu Kuru, and he said something very remarkable. Oshu onye ma Oguta nkoma, because the truth is this: Oguta are unique opportunities, and onye na madi Oguta nkoma can come in with ideas that are foreign and might not work well in Oguta. For instance, Nedi Oguta no. In the whole of Nigeria, most part of Nigeria, any day also in a deep diving, and it's even a form of recreation. In the mad where would you hear oxygen tank, and all these marine universities here and there can actually even come to do their research and other things in Oguta. And they also hammered on security, which is, I think, the pivot upon which everything else is built, and education. When people are not educated and exposed, sometimes even when you are helping them, they think you are cheating them. So, especially ụmụnne anyị nọcha ebe ndị dịcha agha, if they can also help to educate our other people. Hopefully, not sometimes. Well, the traveling is a form of education, but sometimes to third-party information when they come down, it matters a lot. Mbona ngini. One other question I wanted to ask is especially Umungina and the non-Oguta, and what can you advise, especially parents and our people generally, to do about them, especially if I have on internet these days. A lot of them are not. They are now internet is filled with the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, what is your advice?
Well, we should also them will not. Oh, when the government authorities are performing their duties, no
Mm.
matter the measure if I will permit from there, instead of them to follow good plans made by government, they wish solutions of evil plans. Now, it's funny, we talk about something, no matter how before people know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can have a day, and then cause one of the people, I believe that's what I do.
Mm.
Open na government, we have good infrastructures, we have good factories and farming, and the only thing we can empower the youth. All the commission when I am Madame Ivano Boy. Onye nụrụ bụ onye ndị na-anya na ọ bụ ụfọdụ dịrị na ndị ndị ọbụ ebu ya efufe ma ọ bụ ebe ga-agbagbu ahụ ma ọ bụ ebe ọfụma ọnwụwa ọ ma ike ịkọ gadị abụrụ isi ọ ya ji achịta ya soro gbata ife na-eme na ọ dị ka onye na ndị na-anaghị na-eso ife gọọmenti okwu na-arụkọ ụmụ ọrụ na nlataghị obodo egwu ndị na-azụ atụ na ndị na-azụ na ọ dị ka ka ya sokọba ụta ma ha bụ ife ọjọọ n'ome ma ọ bụ ya na nke dị mma ọ bụrụcha na onye na-fụrụ ife dị mma gọọmenti na-emewe pawa ọchịa na ọtụ mụdị ije esoro gọọmenti na-emecha ndị mmadụ pawa nụ epawamenti ka ọ nweta ikpe aka ọrụ ka ọ jọọ na ife eme ka ndụ dị na mma ka obodo na-adị mma ka obodo edevelopụ ọchị na ife dị na mma bụ ife ọjọọ then ụgwọ mere ife ọma Oguta as the monitored security wise a ya ahịa ndị steeti a na-atụgharị ụzọ bụ na-eji onye nọ nọ uche ya ọjọọ na-achọ dị anyị ọmụgbọ ya akpọchi ya onye n'afọ dị n'ime anyị ife eji mmadụ echi ụwa Oguta dị intelijent Oguta dị intelijent na amụ dị achọ ego mbụ na otekwe Oguta na amụ akọ n'ọlọ mana ụwa na-adịcha na onye ọbụla n'iziri ịmụ akọ ọrụ n'iziri ịmụta ife ọ ya eme ọ bụ akwụkwọ na-eche eche dodat ka azụọ ya ajụ gịnị ka emepụ ya kwue 1 2 3 years ya emepụ amara ga-echegide ya Oguta mee na asa Oguta mee often I get some empowerment program, which I'm seeing some people trying to see to how to with youth. I was part of. But not for actually bad. So what a room with that. What big? All of the cheese for you, all of the cheese for all. Oh, yeah, hope you good one. I've done a good Naka. And I think I will leave you. Ike machine bụ igbo mma ma ọ bụ igbo mmadụ ma ọ bụ ihe kọmputa ọgwụgwọ na ụbọchị aka akpara anyị ejepụta ibe awa afọ ụzọ n'oge so ife Oguta ya eme uwe ojisi ike ụmụ Oguta anya ụwa adịdọ onye ọbụla kelee ekwu nke obodo adị ma onye ọbụla chi ike ji amụ aka ọrụ onye ọbụla chi ike ji amụwa skil akwụzi uwe na-agba ya skil ka ọ mara nke ọ ga-eme so obodo dị mma amara nke eji eme anyị nke echi
Mbona, thank you very much, my brother. Before Annie release, I just wanted you to also touch on educational institutions and factories to encourage our brothers and sisters to try and bring some things home, at least Kenya places to employ some of our people.
Okay. On that note, if I pursue education, which is very, very important. Most of the reason why our nations are not putting over because of the way they support people in education. Most of them scholarship. Most of them subsidize education. Then, open a local government and why are one of the focus of the local government? Each one gets a mail with them support all matter of Oguta. Now the education. Something they can go to free education. But this is the now you are a scholarship. You. Or the person now when I loan. A mayor, a structure of them, now you loan, I go over, and you can loan. You put a thing with the move that in the case of covering the name of the covering the worship, I can't get any. So if our local government, the resources are better, the Akupo. By from you know, concerning more alcohol, like food acquisition. What of students are by an email or by an email call, what are experts that will bring in programs in the acquisition of Oguta, if a baby, or if a alcohol, if a moment, so that going up an alcohol, when you know that you're at least on your brand, Oguta, and secondary school, a lot of schools, no Oguta. So, ndị okenye adịghị aka wee kwalite. So onye ji secondary school ba secondary school enwebe ike ịmụta ọkwa ọrụ FGL onye ji ekpere oge arụ wana oliju afọ. So ya bụ ọ bụ na anyị bụ gọọmenti jikwa aka nke ejiwa aka na nke ochie asọpọtụ edukeshọn ojikwa aka nke ọma ọzọ na nke eji skill acquisition akụziere ụmụaka ife arụ aka ọrụ nke eji produce ife nke eji produce na mmụta nwoke eji produce ife na-aka government for it. I'm not going to die. No, by different animals. So with that, come out and official, I got to tell you that I will come out. All the long offer, you wish, so I'm going to have more skill. Even what my government is not good way. Before you just enter to go through federal and through states, you let the skill. I'll come back home and say, no, you come my eye. Because people are going to get you, it's not a can even. And the major would you go in and manage to have a madam or a ball. The thing is, over the city of point of confidence. There is no treasury to work with another. I'm going to come with.
Udu, the final question is actually coming now to your domain, Akori. You are into import and export, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, how can you encourage our people, especially with the devaluation of the naira? That means only major exports and get some dollars, it will become a lot of money. But our people is more into import than export, and that's of course why the value of our currency is dropping on a daily basis, because we don't export much and yet we import almost. In fact, the other time actually I will even import toothpick, which is the least thing anybody can manufacture and export to other countries. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. Yeah, very broken now. I don't know my time in there. I don't know shipping and clearing, and I have a vast experience in what is happening. Even if you put Nigeria as a country, Nigeria as a country, but only the can't get no money produce. And when I go to a new you can have the issue with I put them on a lot of an area. We pay Burundi, so I can have the leader. You are not enough. That was the mention of commercial exportation. Exportation has to do with local production.
Yeah.
Now, I think Northia, Oguta Vote, and then Northia across a lot of land in the kitchen agriculture. Other than I got them as uncle. Other than will be and I goes up to I as uncle.
Sorry, I have gone.
Sponsorship. The guy is in that importing
Yeah.
so open an empire into agriculture, into farming. Where in Yaka, other things are going to be no, I'm a free market. Or Russia, that depends on agriculture. Whenever I go out, I just check out when I get a crew in that environment. When you know, do we work about government able as also I? Well, individual in the ego. Maybe you keep a invest. I'm going to talk about yeah, it's a buy, Jimmy invest. You're going to take up the good water or cashew. Cashew, they prefer. So even when it's good, I buy a fair. Very famous. My now for Mamotri. Even they did a very easy one put before. No matter I got coach, I got so it is email enhance, email communication, can increase production. Can you get the export? You don't know what they do. If you say put up cocoa, if you put up red oil, they put a consumer export. On I got what if any person or different. When they push to their own economy in their own state.
Yeah.
Why don't you they go ask you can open that. I'm not against you, but of you didn't go up if I were away. Can you get any produce goods and then agriculture? I think I put it on the field. Would stop room, different on Iowa, and every export. And yeah, but I will share a guide to them. What would get you a man transportation? Men were according to it. But what would get you to the profit in the man? And now, on your now. Okay. So, what you see for you, I'm a percent and also before you put out as export. I think I have started to guide it that if you actually get the process that export and to make it easier for you and more profitable. I have my contribution.
Mbona. Oguta, she can Mbona. Very, very wonderful. Okay, that's the much I need to take you on your segment today. In fact, all the canny, but unfortunately the time is limited. And we definitely will continue this discussion even after the election because it's one thing if voting in Madu is another thing to know what you want them to do when they become elected. And these programs they are used on now will be online for the whoever gets elected to come and hear the voice and the aspirations of Nduguta. So ọ bụ dịka ya achọma je achọma ọ ya anụcha onu ani fu ife anyị chọrọ Nduguta. Mbọ na my brother. Biko introduce kwa onye ya ọzọ before we round up.
No problem. As you come to now, all it is the governor, money they need, over that and and there's no good that they push you export. And there's no good that time for not getting good. All over short, people know your government looks out very important. I told them to develop waterways. What we would like to have I want to unless you look at the pollution, crude oil, and it's not even a running that pipe from Oguta to Port Harcourt, which is a disadvantage and very high cost of maintenance. So, especially the government in the Bible, now we're finding a good level. I just want to put in the meeting for Oguta. There's no good oil, they put out, they put cocoa, they put out, they put other than the import. As people know, for left and the Russia, control terminal and cargo terminal. What? Obuja to put out to Ghana. Oil field. But I show no matter for Mama. I remember more them. I think more government as I was from the federal. When I like and once you come over here, I can now put I think a lot of effort in this Nigeria in every field of endeavor. So, over now, you put that there, my election will come. What is my general? That I not to say now that I hear about that. Kind of an annual young at what is a gadget or what is yeah, what you are, I guess why I'm pushing it and then you when I can chill and was a legit. And you have to share one of them. Candidate is this room, when I go to an audience, no notice. You want to manage what you were. So, one of the people come up there now when they're not big enough, operation you don't know for the next 4 years.
Izogu Sunday Anthony she thank you na yimbo na ikwana uche Nduguta seriously. Mbona. But because if you introduce yourself again before we let you go.
Yes, I'm a Sylvester, the church program.
And what you do again before you sign off? Uziru, Nifiru. Hello, we've lost him there. So that was a very wonderful session with our brother Sylvester Okorore, and it was beautiful. And now we're going to be joined by Justice Oputa, Justice Oputa, and you'll bring him on board now. Justice G.U. Oputa, he was coming on board. Hello, sir. Good evening and welcome to Ubuta Roundtable, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm great, sir. How was your day?
Oh, very well.
Imena,
Okay.
Biko, introduce yourself to the Ubuta. One onye onogbe Igbo.
Abụ m Joe Owajewo Peter. Abụ m onye Mute.
Okay. Tell us more. Where's your mother from? Maya Bonyo Onuzo. It's just interaction. Everybody's saying it. Onye na-ajụ what you do, ọ dịka ebeja mpasha, so ka njụkwa yi.
Okay, it's rather kind.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know, but there's enough
Okay, sir. So, Ibani Ukumaka Tasabo about the upcoming election, the local government autonomy that has just been re-emphasized. It's not like it's something new, but it's just like it's been there and it's been ignored. And the court has re-emphasized that it is enshrined in our constitution. Then I think Riku Maka, especially as regards to Ubuta and the upcoming election.
You know, first of all, when we started in 1999,
Yes, sir.
the local government had enjoyed so much autonomy and power. You know, unfortunately, the Supreme Court gave a judgment that changed the landscape. And I remember very well, and that is why they credit here Justice Kutigi as one of the most outstanding justices we've ever had. Because in that he wrote a dissenting judgment in the case that overturned the whole scenario and removed the autonomy of the local government.
Wow.
Until this recent election. Kutigi did say that democracy and federation, the consensual, and all the president, the democracy and practice, everyone engaged in practice in America, everyone engaged in practice. And then the same thing with federalism. You know, now the strict interpretation of the law given to it by the Supreme Court justices is very wrong. That we should look at the Supreme Court, an appellate court, and the policy court. Therefore, they should look at the society, look at what we have, and provide a solution. Now, once you remove this autonomy for the local government, and that's exactly what happened. So it is a good thing that the Supreme Court, you know, has ensure that development reaches everywhere. In fact, if you look at the law passed by Rochas,
yeah,
which of what is very controversial.
Fourth tier. Fourth tier. Yeah.
General PG. To underscore the importance of development being even, touching everywhere.
Yeah.
Even though again is not well practiced, just like what is in Nigeria. But essentially, the local government, the wisdom in creating it, that's it here. Okay, even development. So as we are returning to this and this election approaches, the important thing for the contestants and the community is to sit back and ask themselves, what is the role of local government? How can we maximize the position or that office to affect development in our time? Now, the first thing is make sure you put credible people in the office. What do I mean by credible people? I know now. Oguta Vote. Ndị na-contest ọ bụ councilor ka ọ bụ chairman. Who know them? So all can you sign and you chọpụta a credible person. And before I continue, let me even comment this forum. When this was motivated, I said, this is so nice. Because it's actually the first time. I will call it a precedent because I hope this will continue.
Yes, it is.
For us to interrogate that will eventually emerge. Let them first of all address us. And we'll be able to pick them. But the important thing is we will let them know that we will have a duty to us. Because most of elected officials don't even remember the role and responsibilities to the country, to their state, and to their local government. They don't. We've seen leaders behave anyhow. But if we are going to take it at our children, we should be able to let them know that, see, this is an opportunity for us to correct things. So we will set goals for them. It's important, that's it. And this forum can even do that. And I expect, probably we'll set up a little committee after all of this to be a pressure group. We don't have any OCDU now. How then the OCD is okay, that the proper people to interface with the local government chairman to ensure that the right things are done. In the past few years, we've had some chairmen, call them
administrators, yeah.
From Oguta. And they have behaved as if they are
mini gods.
So very big people.
Mini gods.
They behave as if Oguta is not theirs. And yet, within the same period, you see individuals rising to the occasion to do so much for Oguta. And I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed for those kind of people. You know, on our ordinary orders, they go from government. When I tell you, primary school, at least I remember, what are considering to do?
community.
Yes.
That they have a duty to champion this cause. Because they're actually elected to pilot the affairs of the community.
Yeah.
So, but these are few things I've mentioned. There are many more. I have worked for a program we're trying to do, called the convention, on the 16th of November. We are looking at three broad areas. We are looking at how do we empower the youth, and so we're looking for ideas on how to establish things that will take the youth. And Nigeria is so tough to take them out. Let them contribute and be meaningful to themselves and our community. For instance, they are later voted, by one of us to that, then the community where what they have done is
No, Ishila, sorry, we lost you a bit there because of the network. Issue from Nengere community that's where we lost you.
No, okay, there's a community in the east, this the east center, I don't know about actually, I've already asked them to give me a paper on it.
Okay.
Where they have, they have established this for themselves. A farm, a big farm, bringing all sorts of farming citizens, vegetables, crops, animal husbandry and stuff, poultry and stuff. So from there, they will take you to the farm. You farm. Whatever you dash food, the community directs it. So they will age women from the community who will sell it at a regulated price. So when it's the issue of 90 people employed, unemployment, because any of them are the capable and healthy, Cambodian extra money. And in doing that, they are feeding their community. They need an opportunity to go out, you go out and work. So there's that energy. And that's the model. But I'm not saying that we should work with adults. But it is something we have to study. I've asked the commission to write that. But again, like I said, it is part of the things we are going to discuss on the 16th. And again, this was an issue of the OCD. We will get back to it. I remember we tried to organize OCD election and all that. And unfortunately, our own board refused to have it for political purposes. No. If you Oguta, how many about you? It's about Oguta.
Yeah.
Even how many was clear and no office? I won't call it. But many governors would have refused. Now you get election. Maybe we'll get in PG. Where are you now? Where are you? And yet, we need a strong union to interface with the government. We interface with our government for our own development. We need it. So, we want to No.
It's a community project.
It is not for instance like me to do that. No. But they who don't have any choice but to do it. We're not saying the local government should bring money, but you create the platform. You create a platform. And when you do that, a lot of things happen. You may use the oil companies to fund it. You may agencies of government to fund it. And when we finish with one, you go into another. When we finish with another, go into another. This is the way Americans are done elsewhere. So I'm looking forward to this election. I'm looking forward to have responsible people elected into office. I'm excited about the fact that we are in this. I'm excited and believe that if we continue on this path, that Oguta is a better future. Already, I said the song of the little revolution has started happening in a few past few years, 2-3 years now. And a lot of people can begin. You can say, for that I will say, yes. So in the art, that will concern us has been wonderful. You have people like Felix that is championing this. I mean, it's not easy to raise this kind of money and say, okay, let us do this. This idea generated. You have Chioma Mobi, you have Emma Uzokwe, and a lot of people, so they light up Oguta group.
Yeah.
You have the Mamas, both Kelly and the sister. They're doing so wonderfully well. These are people, so many people contributing right up to the challenge to make Oguta great. But I am saying that with the local government in place, a lot more will happen. Let me stop here.
Thank you very, very much. I just wanted to express something. This program is just the beginning, and like you requested, it's going to go beyond it. We made conscious effort in putting together this program with the producer that we did not take a pardon from any of the political officers. The essence, we got Oguta people to support us instead so that we can go back tomorrow and hold them accountable. Why actually now when you are the red brown envelope, so we can't talk. We didn't refuse to sell our voice and our rights so that we can be their conscience and meet up with them even after the election is over and on a regular basis bring them to address the Oguta people directly, just like we are making you do now.
Well, like I said, this is commendable, and I said it's a very beautiful thing. It's the best thing we're doing here. But I just hope that we won't be disappointed because the political class is a terrible class. You see somebody, no. Even the little we've seen. I mean, these are supposedly people humbled by situation. And then you give them a little power, PG. And they become so arrogant and so full of themselves. You look at them and you ask, what is this? People ordinarily, when they are similarly reasonable, suddenly they turn to animals. So I just hope we won't be disappointed. But like I always say, I'm a very optimistic person. Oguta has one energy about it, a creative energy, that no matter what you do, they will always regret and reinvent themselves. Look at all other communities, when they go to the roots, Oguta. And since then, one or two people come up with their own. You ask, Oguta something of community, so you will get protesters and seeing people like that. So, but all of this, if they listen, if they are careful and observe, they will see that no matter what they do, we So we just pray and hope that they live up to the expectations. That's my prayer.
Yeah. Before we let you go, I just wanted to ask you. The AD, one of my personal interaction with him, he mentioned about especially the Oguta General Hospital you talked about. He actually have voiced his desire to have a nursing school, if nothing else, in that Oguta General Hospital. What's your take on that?
Well, the story of the general hospital, first of all, there is this assumption, and most people, it's a popular belief in Oguta that it was given to us by government. It's not government, it's our money,
Mm.
that built that hospital. So this Oguta money that built that hospital. And over time, the Oguta people have responded. Didn't know America robo with the people for the hospital. But we will not have political power to affect much in that direction. Is the medical schools that forget that part. They are for some of the people in the hospital. That's not right. So the thing is, there should be, it's not about voicing it. All of us be concerned. I am really a pressure group that will begin to take concrete steps towards getting that hospital. Look at how large that hospital is. If you look at the blueprint of that hospital, the man right now, that how many hospitals in that hospital?
Yeah. That's like a general hospital.
University.
Yeah. Yes.
You can very well be the university
City hospital. Yes.
So if it's possible, for us to look at that, we need to meet the governor. And that should be what we look for.
I think Dr. Idu and a few other people made efforts during the last administration. Yeah.
Water specialists is not just about the hospital, about building the nursing system. The whole place, I'm sure with the kind of things going on in Oguta now, our nurses, our doctors elsewhere, and the businessmen, they can improve that hospital better than it is now. Better than even the medical center you have in Owerri. With the kind of spirit the Oguta people have now, that place will function.
Actually, a few days ago, I was talking with an Oguta woman who is in the US, and she has a company where that train and recruit nurses and other health workers across America and she's about to go into Europe. And then if we had such a hospital and a nursing school, that can be a good uptake place for her to get people that can be further trained and provided with job opportunities around the world.
That complements what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's just for us to start. But again, like I said, there is a new energy, there is a new spirit that is moving in a positive way to change the face of Oguta. So I'm quite positive that we will get it right soon. After this convention, what will come out from the convention we're holding on the 16th will be massive.
Please keep us posted so that we can communicate both. I said, please keep us posted so that we can keep bringing this. Oguta Roundtable is actually from now on a weekly program that will run, but then special editions will be established for live coverage of special events. And the essence of Oguta Roundtable is to get Oguta talking about issues and not people.
Well, we will invite you to the program. You'll be one of the partners.
Thank you.
It may cost us some money, but I'm making up for this.
I smiled at that part. I smiled at that part. I smiled at that part. It was like it cost you some money. Mbana, sir. We first of all want to Thank you. It's been a wonderful evening with you, sir. And please remember that we are tying one of your legs now to Oguta Round Table, and we will always bring you on board this program, and we'll keep talking and talking and talking until everything we want and we dream and desire for Oguta comes to pass. And we'll now start talking again to bring people to Oguta. Mbona, sir. And thanks for coming. But before we let you go, please again, Kenan Nuguta and reintroduce yourself again, Biko. Okay.
You know? So, I don't know where I go, no way, everybody, because most important plan. I mean, in the demands, in the reason, because they are our spiritual leaders.
Yeah.
Of course, there's people have put I give it that, you know, and God will bless you with that. And thank you for bringing me here.
Mbona. Thanks again for abiding by our invitation, and have a wonderful rest of your day, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ndoguta, home, abroad, and everywhere in the world, that's the much we can take on this program. And we still have a whole lineup of guests coming up, and guess what? They will be here tomorrow. So don't go anywhere. Stay tight. And for those in Uguta, keep listening to One Radio. And for our guests and listeners around the world, keep listening and watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. I want to use this opportunity to thank my producer,